Hey everybody, Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some Sunday night live chat. Got a great group with us on YouTube already, and looks like we are connecting on Facebook. As always, I am live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube, as you see me glancing back and forth between comments. Let's see who's here and ready to go tonight. Lots of you. Leo's here, Matt's on with us, Charles is here and ready to go. The Nut Farm. Neil's here with us. Kenny Peterson made it. Bill Wagaman's on. Kevin's here with us. Jim's with us. Austin. Scott's with us on Facebook. So it looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. And Scott Lame on YouTube. Scott's everywhere. So Johnny Z made it. Martin's here. Great crowd ready to go tonight. Billy Bowman's on with us. Glad all you guys keep coming back week after week. I'm surprised that you do, but you still do. Dad's here with us. Dennis Chapman made it. Kevin L's here. Perfect. Glad you got your oil cans, Kevin. GDP, that's me, is here. Martin's on with us. And hope everybody's ready for a fun and exciting episode tonight. Lots of things to talk about. Lots of stuff going on. And I got a lot of things to do tonight. But we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. First off, as always, a little bit of housekeeping. Alex here with us on Facebook. Glenn's here with us tonight again. Our good friend Glenn. JP's here with us. Tractor Mike on Facebook. He is present and he's present. He doesn't say accounted for. And sometimes he's not really accounted for. So depends on how much bougie latte he's had that night. But he's here with us tonight. So Tony's on. James is here. Lee from New York. Pete's here with us. But as always, autocorrect, please double check your autocorrect before you hit send. If autocorrect changes your comment to something that I can't understand, I will skip it and keep moving. Try to catch most comments. Sometimes things get flowing pretty quickly and we get pretty busy, and I do occasionally miss some, and I do apologize for that. But I do try to catch most of them, so please double check your autocorrect. Don't encourage him, Nut Farm. Do not encourage him. Because the Nut Farm's going back to the Studmeister for Tractor Mike, so do not encourage him. Brian Dispatch is here with us. Lots of snow up there. Good, you can keep it, because I don't want any more here. Trolls, occasionally we do get a troll on here. You guys make sure they know they are not welcome and run them off. I ignore them because they're trying to mess up our chat. I ignore them. You guys make sure they know they're not welcome, and that's awesome, and I appreciate the support there as well. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. You will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page to comment, participate in the auctions, etc., or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. If you just want to watch on the Nobody Show Facebook page, hang out, have a good time, that's perfect, but I cannot see those comments. Ryan and Amy are here with us. Super chats are always awesome. We're also dealing with ads now over the last few months. Ads are popping up in the middle of the chat. Sometimes it does give me a warning and I can stop them. Sometimes it just says ads inserted and we're going. You guys do an awesome job of letting me know when those ads are popping up so I can stop for a second. We can get caught up. And then you guys let me know when the ads are done. If we have ads during auctions, I will stop the timer immediately as soon as somebody posts that they've got an ad. After everybody gives me the all clear, then I will announce how much time is left, and we will move forward at that point. So Alex is here with us. Frank's on. And as always, welcome to the new nobodies. If we've got any newbies here tonight, please shout out so everybody can welcome you to the group. We have had several new people jumping in and out over the last couple of months, which is awesome. So if you're new, let us know you're new so that we can tell you that we're glad that you're here. Throw a share out there. Let your friends know we are on and they're ready to go. Colorado Memorial on with us. And with that, let's go ahead and get rolling real quick before we get too deep into anything. Bill Disc here. Tonight, we're partway through the big raffle. Obviously, we're doing the grill shell, the Duesenberg SSJ book, and we'll throw one or two smaller things in to go with them. So we give away 3 or 4 things. But since we are in an extended period because of the way January and February fall, and we're doing an extended raffle, we are going to draw some extra raffle prizes tonight. Kevin's Rust is here with us. Glad you're here, Kevin. Randy's on. So we're going to do that tonight. We got a few oil cans, a few license plates, another set of those headphones that Leo donated. that we're going to do on bonus raffles tonight. So we'll get into some of that too here shortly. So bear that in mind. We are going to do some of those bonus raffles tonight for all of you guys that are currently in the Big Buick oil can. Numero uno is here, number 1. Yes, Leo, got your money order. We're all good to go, and that stuff is already headed your direction. So anyway, lots of things happening this week. Oh, one other thing I want to catch before we get too deep into this. Next week with the big game on, we will do an abbreviated episode. We'll go ahead and jump on for a while. We'll do our normal run-of-the-mill stuff. We'll chat a bit. We'll do a promo, some emblems, and maybe do a short auction. And then we won't do a magazine. We'll cut out early so that way everybody can finish watching the big game if you're so inclined to do so. So big game yard walk. We just did one a month ago, so another 3 or 4 weeks we'll probably squeeze in another yard walk. Michael's on with us on Facebook. So bear that in mind. We will jump on next week, but it will be an abbreviated episode. The possibility of a nobody's get together. Pete and I have been talking 1 yard walk a month. That'd be almost a little too much, I think, especially now because nothing's changed in the last month because it was freezing and miserable. So I didn't do much out there. Jeff from Canada's here with us. Yeah, Glenn says, let's do the magazine and forget the game. But as of right now, I thought this was the big week. We could call this the big game every week. Yep. As of right now, it's looking like April 20th is a very good possibility. Alan from Arizona. So if you're interested in April 20th, it looks like that's going to be the most likely possible day. And we've got several people that are interested. So kind of what we're at this point, I guess we'll see what we'll kind of firm some things up now that we're gonna target for that date. And I'll touch base with Pete. If you're interested in that date, please let Pete know. Now, something else that has come up, Kevin was here this week, and Kevin and I discussed it. He actually was coming through town. Can you bring a friend with you? I have no problem with that whatsoever. If you've got somebody you want to, make a guy's weekend, grab your buddy and head this way, that's fine. But please also let Pete know that somebody else is coming with you. Now, reason why I'm so worried about this is I don't want 50 people running around the yard, and then you have people trying to pry emblems off. You've got people opening hoods, and the hinge is getting stuck, and they bend them up trying to close them, things like that. That's what I don't want happening. So that's why I'm very particular about how we do this and knowing who's going to be here. Plus, if we've got a solid group coming, we'll probably do some cool things with that group of guys that do try to make it. So Senator Buick Man's here. April 20th is a holy day in Canada. Well, I guess we're not in Canada, so I guess it's all right. Yeah, best way to get hold of me, Kevin, is call me. And if I don't answer, I'm just on the phone with somebody else. Just leave me a voicemail and I'll get back with you. So, and that's right, Neil. That's basically what it amounts to is respect the yard. I make a living out of this thing, so I don't like, I would not be very happy if I went out there and found hoods bent over and emblems popped off and doors left open and parts drug out of them laying on the ground, things like that. So that's why I have no problem doing this. I'm just particular about how we do it. So Vic's here with us on Facebook. Bill just wants to take some pictures. That's fine. So that's what we're targeting at this point is the April 20th date. So if that will work for you, please get with Pete. If you've got a buddy that wants to come, let Pete know that. Local guys, Charles, AJ, some of you guys, if you want to come participate, that's great. If you want to just let me know and I can tell Pete, that's fine as well. I'm assuming if you're in town, you'll probably want to come hang out and meet everybody. So, which is great. That's the whole purpose of this deal. So the 20th of April is what we are tentatively targeting. That's what looks like it's probably going to be the most likely possibility at this point. Tractor Mike says he's coming. All right. What do you guys think of that? Tractor Mike says he's going to come hang out. So that is guaranteed to be, well, that could go a lot of different ways. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it can still go a lot of different directions. So Tractor Mike says he's in, which is outstanding. Actually, there's lots of comments now that it should be interesting. 78 Ford pickup. I love 78 Ford pickups. Just depends on where you're at, Martin, and what it is, and if the logistics and the price work. Rig up a trailer for a hayride. Yeah. So that'll be a great time if Tractor Mike can make it too. So guaranteed to be fun if Tractor Mike's here. At least memorable. Memorable. Maybe that's a good way to put it. So anyway, we're going to target for April 20th. Like I said, local guys, if you want to just let me know, that's fine. Anybody else, please touch base with Pete. Pete's kind of keeping track of the list. If you want to bring a friend, that's great. Just let us know what's going on. Perfect. Yeah, good idea, James. Bring a list of what you want, things like that. Yeah, it's definitely quite a ways for you, Kenny. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. We'll see how things go this week with that list. If now that we've targeted that date, if things continue to progress at that rate, I will start, getting a few things arranged on my end. As far as there's a hotel that I work with F&E. I'll see if they'll give us a break on rooms. I'll talk to my buddy that owns the brewery, about making sure we can hang out down there. And like I said, whatever you guys want to do, anybody that wants to come in on Friday is more than welcome. We'll get together Saturday night and hang out and spend Saturday at the yard. And then Saturday night kind of do whatever. Some people may leave Saturday. Some of you want to stick around until Sunday morning. We may go back to the brewery Saturday night. But we'll definitely find something to do. So if you're still interested in that and April 20th is going to work for you, please let Pete know. And we will start, we'll touch base with it. Touch base with Pete this week. Pete and I'll talk next week. And then we can maybe start releasing some of the details here over the next week or two to get some arrangements made and figure out exactly what we're going to do that day. So Wyoming. Yeah, Wyoming's too far for me, Martin. No way I would have time to go after something like that. So, yeah, you probably better make your father-in-law's 85th birthday. I don't blame you there, Buick man. So, short on a 420. I hadn't even thought about being 420. It doesn't mean anything to me. So, that's just the date that seemed to work out the best. So, I do not have a 73 Lagunas mark, but I do have a very nice nose cone for a 73 Laguna. Like a really nice nose cone for a 73 Laguna. Like not chipped, cracked, split out, bumper strip, grill, a nice 73 Laguna nose cone. Ryan Navy just went 1,700 miles after another Studebaker, so 8-hour drive to the yard isn't too bad. Nate's close, and he's in, and he's got plans that weekend. So, well, that stinks. So anyhow, what else is happening? Got the new Old Cars Weekly this week. Hopefully some of you have gotten yours. The Kansas City article is in this issue of Old Cars Weekly from when Tractor Mike and I went to Kansas City Mecum. Me, Dad, Tractor Mike, Alan, Doug. There was a whole slug of us that went. Bird, we had a great time. So if you get Old Cars Weekly, if you don't, you should. Please subscribe. Our good friend Angelo supports us on here a lot, and he's the editor for Old Cars Weekly. So kind of crazy. It's still weird seeing my name on these things, but it's kind of cool too. So, but it's got, a couple pages, some of the cars that we looked at. There's the Airflow that Tractor Mike almost bought. He was thinking pretty hard on that one. A few more good ones. How many years were Lagunas produced? I'm not sure. I don't know if you know, Mark, 73 to 76, 77, something like that. There's the Shelby we did the videos on with Wicks. So, always exciting to see that. So if you don't get old cars, you probably should. Like I always tell you guys, it's one of the most diverse magazines out there covering the collector car hobby right now. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if my articles are that good anyway, Pete, but yeah, I do work on them. I do try to put some decent effort into them, so those guys don't have to spend a ton of time trying to clean up my work. Yeah, you can bring me a Beretta, Vic. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Well, I appreciate that, Pete. I appreciate the kind words that you thought I did a good job. I do try. So, but speaking of auctions, lots of things going on with auctions. I did talk to our good friend Jim Wicks this week. Finally, talked to him for about an hour yesterday about Barrett. He said it was huge, massively huge. He said probably comparable to Kissimmee. Some cars did extremely well. Some cars were light. Overall, your average, Brett and Heather are here with us. Your average, your average to lower level cars are slipping a little bit. Your super premium cars are still bringing the money. But overall, Barrett had a very strong sale, just like Kissimmee was. They did 200 million. I saw that Barrett released, which considering they had half as many cars and still did 200 million compared to Meekham's 275 with twice as many cars. They had some heavy hitter cars at Barrett Jackson and had a great show. So glad you're here for a while tonight, Martin. Glad you got to hang out for a bit. But Wick's got some TV time about a Shelby that he actually used to own. Actually, he said he wasn't even ready for it. He was talking to Mike Joy as he was looking at a Shelby that actually happened to be the second Shelby that Jim Wicks ever bought back in like 1972. Chased a guy down in Joplin, Missouri as he saw it driving down the street. Talked to the guy because back in the early 70s, these were essentially used cars. Shelbys were not near the revered species they are today. But so when he saw one, he was into them. So he would go talk to the guys. And that's how they built the Midwest Shelby show up that he's been involved with since the 70s. Was just literally by seeing people, talking to him on the street, and following him if he had to till he had a chance to talk to him in a parking lot. And this particular car, that's how he ended up finding it. The guy had moved to Missouri from California. He talked to him, chatted for a while. And he said the guy called him about 6 months later and said he was moving and wanted to sell the car. So Jim bought it and sold it in the early 80s, I think he said, or maybe it was late 80s. He had it quite a while and realized when he walked past this car that it looked familiar, and he checked the VIN and it was this exact car. And then shortly there, right after that, he ended up buying the car from one of his clients. So kind of a neat deal. But, obviously happy with his Cougar. A couple of his other cars that he sent out there didn't do near as well, but that's the gamble you take when you go to a no reserve auction. So one other interesting thing that he did mention that I hadn't heard, and so I went and looked today to see when it was, and the Barrett Jackson. Now we all know Barrett Jackson sold out a year and a half ago, sold 51% of the company. So things are changing for sure. They have just announced an October Scottsdale. So there will be another Scottsdale event in October, which to me seems kind of tight going back to January. But in Arizona, I guess you couldn't really do it any other time too because it'd be 100 degrees. So, Old Fart, if you email me, I'm not going to see it. If you don't call me, I don't see it. You got to understand, I've got several email accounts and comments on YouTube posts. I get comments on YouTube. There's comments on the 10 or 15 Facebook pages that I'm admin on. So yeah, if you don't call me, that's the only way you're going to catch me. That's the only way. And if you don't leave me a message, I don't know who you are because my phone rings all day. So if I didn't answer, I was just on the phone with somebody else. And if you didn't leave me an answer, I don't know if you're trying to sell me a car warranty or what. So yeah, if you miss me on the phone, just leave me a message and I'll call you back. Yes, Rusty Okie, I did get your PayPal transaction on the cap, but there is no shipping information on it. So I did get it, but I need shipping address. So go buy more stock cars. Yeah. Mike from Texas is here. So yeah, guys, calling me is the only way to catch me. And if you don't leave me a message, I have no idea who you are. My phone rings all day, every day. You know, a slow day is 20 or 30 different calls. A busy day can be 60 or 80 calls. And they're all long distance, you know, so yeah, that's right. Just like Mike says, it rings all the time. It does. So Hobbins Hot Rods is here. So, yeah, call me. If I don't answer, leave me a message, and I'll get back with you. What's coming up next in the auction world? Yep, no problem, Wolfart. Not a problem. Alan's here. I was looking at what's coming up next. Glendale is coming up in about a month. And I was impressed. There are some heavy hitter cars for Mecum Glendale coming up in Arizona in about a month. So check that out, guys. It's going to be a very interesting sale as well. So lots of things happening there, including some other very interesting news about another particular car going to auction that I wanted to share with you. Do a parade with a Harvick car. Talked to our good friend Doug Prey this week. Big jobs here. Our good friend Doug Prey of the Auburn Court Duesenberg Company in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. As you guys know, great guys down there, Doug and Adam. And we do a lot of stuff with them. We have a ton of fun with those guys, and they do some absolutely amazing work on some amazing cars. And talked to Doug Prey this week and found out something very interesting. The Duesenberg. Obviously, most of you guys are familiar with the Duesenberg that Doug found a year and a half ago now. That we did a bunch of videos on. I've had a ton of fun with that car. The Duesenberg is heading to auction in as-is condition, running and driving, but not restored. The Duesenberg is going to Amelia Island to the Gooding and Company auction. And believe it or not, it's on their website this way. And I've checked a couple times and it's still listed this way. If this is true, that car will sell at Amelia Island at no reserve here in about a month. So that's going to be very interesting as well to see that Duesenberg roll across the block and see what happens with it here in about a month at Amelia Island. Let's see, ad warning. It says I can skip these. So that is going to be super interesting. Can't wait to see what happens with that. Obviously, it was so cool to be somewhat involved with that car, even at a tiny level like I was, just to be able to go do the videos. $100 bet that Jay Leno buys it. I don't think Jay Leno needs it. I mean, he's already got some Duesenbergs. So it will be super cool to see what happens. Yeah, that's another good point, David W. That Duesenbergs, that's what they were into racing. That's why they're, that's why a lot of their technology was developed was for racing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but and like I said, maybe there's a snafu and maybe it's going to have a reserve, but and I checked a couple times, as of right now, it's listed on Gooding and Company's website at no reserve for Amelia Island. So anyway, one other thing I want to catch real quick before we move forward. You guys were talking about doing a big auction night again, like Tractor Mike and I did in December. If that is still true, let me know. I've looked at some potential dates that are coming up, and maybe sometime in the first part of March, we might be able to squeeze that in. I think I've got... my next couple of weeks are going to be pretty busy. I'll be here this weekend. I'll be gone the weekend after that. Then we'll do the giveaway. So, I mean, we got a lot of things coming up. So maybe the first part of March, we could do an auction night if that's something you guys still want to do. I don't think Jay Leno would buy it for parts. It's a complete running, driving car, Vic. So, I mean, it's a very, very restorable or drive it the way it is type of car. So, I don't think it'll be bought for parts. Rusty Okie got some vintage books and magazines. Did some reading on the Duesenberg. Yep. Fastest car in 1928. So, keep that in mind if we still want to do a full-blown auction night, and we will look at the first part of March for that, if that's cool with you guys, if that's what you guys still want to do. Anyway, wild industry myth fact. Anybody hear of the Chevy 2? Everybody's heard of the Chevy 2, I think. So, and I agree with you, Alex. I don't think Leno would even bid on it. A restorer will buy it. So, I think you're right, Alex. I don't think that's anything that is Leno's interested in, especially at his age and with his collection. That's a 2-year, close to $1 million build. So I don't see Jay, tearing into something like that at this point. What else went on this week? Well, it almost dried out, and then it rained again all weekend. So that didn't work out too well for me. But the only thing I picked up for new inventory the day that I could actually do something was I did get a 66 Impala front clip, a whole front end off a 66 Impala. And I picked up one later model car this week is the only thing I did. And then it started raining again, so now everything's soaked again. So almost dried out enough where I could do something at the yard. Just didn't work out. Sad sight, 37 Studebaker Dictator. That was a clean original driving car. The guy's going to cut it up and part it out. Yeah. Yes, Kevin, that was another thing I wanted to mention to you guys. Thanks for bringing that up because I keep forgetting to. Wichita Swap Meet. March 1st and 2nd, I do plan on being there. So if you guys are in the area, plan on doing the Wichita Swap Meet. At this point, I do plan on being there. So maybe we can catch up with some of you there. But yes, good, great question, Kevin. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to mention that last week and I forgot. Oh, Chevy Too Much. No, I have not seen that one. Chevy Too Much, a late 69 design studio mock-up, proof of concept to be a competitor to the Mach 1. Not even, don't remember hearing about that one, number one. So thanks for bringing that up, Kevin. But yes, Wichita Swap Meet, Century 2, March 1st and 2nd. It's the only swap meet I set up at. I go to a lot of swap meets to buy, but the only one I actually set up at, and that's just because we've been doing it since I was a kid. This will be probably the 35th time that I've been to the Wichita Swap Meet. It's kind of crazy that we've been going since the late 80s. So I do still go and set up at that one because we've been doing it since I was a kid. So hopefully we can catch some of you guys there as well. And maybe say hi at the Wichita Swap Meet at Century 2, March 1st and 2nd. With that, time for the promo model. Then we'll catch some badges and emblems, a little bit of story time. But before we get into that, we need to do a bonus drawing because, like I told you guys, we're going to do some good ones tonight. So let's get into that. Actually, I'm going to show you what we've got tonight because we're going to just choose them down. Five things. We've got another set of these headsets that Leo donated. We're going to do one of those tonight. 1966 Kansas plate. A pair of those new Nebraska local truck plates. These are number 45. They are a matched set. A Kim Guard checkered flag can. Or an Aero Shell composite court with the Jets on it. So that's what we've got tonight for bonus drawings. And the first one is Kevin Brown. So which one do you want, Kevin? Oil can, which one? The Kim Guard or the Aeroshell? Aeroshell. All right, Aeroshell is gone. Got your name on it, and if you want, I can just leave it full if you're just going to pick it up when you come out, Kevin, instead of trying to drain it and mail it, whatever you want me to do. So Aeroshell's gone, and we'll catch another one here in just a little bit. Kevin's out for tonight, but still in for the main drawing here at the end of the month. Gordon, Omaha Craigslist, 37 Ford Pickett, complete with title and a flathead. Everybody's in the Omaha area, that might be worth checking out. But let's get on to the promo model for tonight. Tonight, we're going to jump up into the 70s. We did a car similar to this a while back, and this is another one I found in the same box. I don't even really know where I got them. I found them. I've been cleaning the shop here this last month and a half. And came across these great promos. This one from the year 1975 on the red Oldsmobile Cutlass Coupe. The Colonnade Coupes from the mid-70s, the Le Mans, the Cutlass, the Regal, as well as the Chevelle. I personally really dig these cars. I think this is a great era. I think they're completely overlooked. This promo, bright red in color. This is one of the painted ones where the bodies were painted. Everything was molded in black, interior, chassis, and then the bodies were painted, similar to the blue one we looked at a month or so ago. I'm killing Pete. So I personally think these cars are great. I think a lot of this 70s stuff has been so overshadowed over the years. Inside, we can see it actually did, if you guys can get the angle of the dangle right, it is buckets, console, floor shift. Red, black interior, full hubcaps, all original tires, wheels, and hubcaps. Bottom side of these, as with most of these promos, this is just one molded piece, not a ton of detail to it. So it's got some scuffs and scratches in it. There's a couple scratches over here on this side, in the paint. Some minor blemishes, minor flaws. But overall, really in pretty good shape. It's not busted up. The tips of the bumpers not broken off. Lights are still there. Same thing on the rear. Some discoloration on the chrome on the rear bumper. Yeah, too bad it's not a 73 Buick. But overall, pretty nice promo from what I believe to be a pretty much forgotten era of some great cars that don't get the credit they deserve. I don't think they still do promos. I haven't seen any in a long time. I'm sure you can buy just boxes. I've never looked to see, but I'm sure you can. JP's grandmother had one like this. So that's what we've got for tonight's promo. The 1975 Oldsmobile Cutlass in bright red with black interior. Yep, the NASCAR Colonnade cars. Yep. Death Proof. Never heard of that movie. 77442. That'd be a great car. How about some badges and emblems, then some story time, then some auctions. Kind of some cool things tonight in badges and emblems. The first one, this is very unique and not a very common one. It's early 50s era off of a GMC truck, but not what you'd expect to see off of an early 50s era GMC truck. This was off of a larger series truck, and it's a super cool emblem. I don't even know what truck I got it from. I found it in my emblem box. I've had it for years, but it is so great, and it is definitely a statement piece because it doesn't say GMC because it came off of a GMC diesel. This is a big block type badge, similar to the big thick GMC badges of that era. You see how thick the metal is on this thing. In the back, they didn't make it solid. It'd probably weigh 10 pounds if it was solid in the back. Did just bolt right on the side. These were 2 threaded holes on it. This has a few pits, a few scratches in it, but considering it's probably 70 years old, doesn't look too bad. It is 9 1/4 inches long, so it is definitely noticeable. And a little over an inch tall. So kind of tough to miss this one with the bright, shiny chrome on it, 9 inches long, off the big GMC diesel badge. Get it focused in the camera here, right? See, our YouTube guys, our Facebook guys can see it as well. So a lot of you guys are digging it. It is a pretty unique piece, but that's why we do these things. That's why we share this stuff, because it's cool and we all learn stuff about it. The next one we've got actually a 2-piecer. And it's new. If I can get it off, keep it all from falling out of the boxes. This next one, like I said, brand new, just dumped them out of the GM boxes. On the 1968 Pontiac, the rear side marker. Now in 68, everybody had a very unique rear side marker. Oldsmobile had a rocket. Buick had a circle with the tri-shield. So in 68, they were very unique, including Pontiac, with the arrowhead rear side marker. Chrome bezel, plastic lens. Now the crazy part about it, and when I looked the numbers up on these 2 pieces actually don't go together, believe it or not. They fit together, but they're slightly different. The lens actually is for an A body, and that's probably why it's so deep. The chrome bezel is for either a Firebird or a full size. So there must be, I think there's a slight difference in the curve of the body, because this is almost flat. And I think the A-body quarter panel was slightly more curved. We can almost see a slight curve to this piece. So it fits. It looks cool. For what I want to do with them, as far as just being a cool display piece, who cares? They're perfect. It looks awesome. It's beautiful, brand new stuff. Never been on a car. Never had a nut on the studs. On the 1968 Pontiac rear side marker light. P just wants it all. He'll just say he'll buy it all. So glad, lots of great comments on both badges and emblems tonight. So glad you guys enjoyed that stuff. That's the whole purpose of it, is talk about different things, check out different things, and those particular vehicles in that particular time frame. Just like the diesel emblem. A diesel emblem on a pickup today is no big deal. A diesel emblem on a truck back in the early to mid 50s was kind of weird. Yeah, they'd make great turn signals on a hot rod, that's for sure. So anyway, onward and upward to story time. A car that Dad bought about 30 years ago. That's right, backlight for the wall. You know what, Austin? That's a great point. I completely forgot about that tonight. Boom. What happened to these guys? Whoa, you guys missed out. I got busy. We forgot about it. Ooh, what happened there? Thanks, Austin. We got busy and forgot about it. Story time. Let's check out a car that Dad found about 30 years. This was an unfinished project. I really would like to have seen whatever happened to this car. because this thing was going to be super cool when it was done. It had a ton of work done to it. Yeah, in fact, we better throw you another one up there. It's like, I better keep them coming. I kind of owe you guys about 20 of them. I better just like do this for a while. But anyway, this car, like I said, I would have loved to seen it done. Somebody had done a ton of work to this car. In fact, the worst of it was really done already. Needed some glass work, but this thing was going to make an awesome, awesome custom when it was finished. Like I said, I don't know whatever happened to it. I think it went out to Colorado, but I really don't remember. And I never did see it again or see any pictures of it finished. On this 1954 Buick Special with a chopped top. Check this thing out. This thing had a great profile. Whoever did this absolutely knew what they were doing. It was a nice, clean job. I don't know if we can get up here a little bit closer, one at a time. Try to get some of the reflection off of it. You know, all the trim was there, all the metal was there. I think like the windshield or something needed cut down, but other than a little bit of glass work, the bulk of the hard work was done. But this was a super unique car. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't know whatever happened to it. I never did hear any more about it after we sold it. But I know that thing was going to be so cool when it was done. So kind of an interesting one for story time tonight. So somebody's not claustrophobic. Yeah, that thing was cool. Like I said, I don't know whatever happened to it, but whatever did happen to it, it was going to come out cool when it was done. There was no way about it. All right, let's touch base with the raffle again. Who got in this week? This week, who's new in the raffle? Mark is in the raffle. Michael Glagola. Leo, Travis, and Justin. Rusty Oakey. Adam Briggs, Kevin Brown, Austin McCoy, and Bill Disk. Those are the entries I got into the raffle this week. So if you thought you got in this week and I didn't read your name, let me know so we can figure out, what happened and make sure we don't miss anything and not get somebody in the raffle that paid for it. And with that, let's yank out another quick name here. Wait a minute. Let's do something else first. Duesenberg book. There's something I wanted to mention to you about the Duesenberg book. Our good friend Angelo Van Bogart, editor of Old Cars Weekly, author of this book, Duesenberg SSJ, The Special Speedsters, donating a copy to this month's raffle. So I did actually finish reading the book finally. I've read bits and pieces of it a ton of times. So I said, I can take this thing home and read it. So I did. And there's some interesting things that I want to point out in here to you guys as well, because if you don't win it, you can still order it. This is a limited run, but he does still have some available. Something that is very interesting about these cars is there are only two of them, the Clark Gable car, the Gary Cooper car. They built these two cars, and the ownership history of both of these cars is completely known. Chains of owners on both of these cars. Now, this car, the Clark Gable car, has been in the same family since 1963. It's been passed down through 3 generations, and it has been in the same family since 1963. Now, the Gary Cooper car actually did sell in 2018. In 2018, the Gary Cooper car did go to public auction. And to kind of give you a perspective on how special these cars really are, sign the book for winner. Angelo signs them. I won't get the book. This book, Angelo will ship the book directly to the winner from him, but he will sign it for you. But in 2018, the Cooper SSG did cross the auction block, hammering at $20 million. $20 million. That's how special these cars are. So super interesting stuff in here. So many awesome pictures. I mean, just here's another picture of another Duesenberg in the book. So a lot of great stuff in there. A lot of great stuff. If you want to go ahead and order one, like I showed you guys before, you can email Angelo at Duesenberg SSJ book at Gmail, or you can buy it direct at diechasm.com. If you want to go ahead and get one coming, we are giving one away here in a couple weeks, but if you want to order one, like I said, Angelo was gracious enough to donate one. So if you guys don't win it but are interested, please go pick one up from him. Super cool, super interesting book. Now let's do a bonus drawing. Big Buick oil can. Just sign something else, okay? I'll sign whatever you want me to sign. No, it's not pocket change for me. No. What do we got here? Dennis Chapman. Dennis Chapman. What do you want, Dennis? Give everybody a Hudson badge while we're thinking here. Headphones, perfect. Let's grab those. Get your name on them. And got those marked for you. And you're out for tonight, but you're still in for the big raffle. Right back into the Big Buick oil can for next week. And I looked at, John, how do you enter? You can send me a check, money order. Some people send cash. You can do PayPal, friends, and family. $1 per ticket. $1. $5 goes in, your name goes in here 5 times. $10 it goes in 10 times. So $1 per chance to get your name into the Big Buick oil can, John. The PayPal information, the mailing information, that's all in the description part of the video. Or you can call me too. My number is in the description part of the video. Give me a call tomorrow. Or you can PayPal me or send me the money direct. And just make sure you put a note in there that's for the raffle. So whatever works for you, John. Like I said, if you got any questions, just give me a shout tomorrow. We'll get it figured out. Not a big deal. And with that, I guess it's auction time. Woohoo! Time for some auctions. We've got some super cool stuff tonight. I think you guys are going to be excited. And that's right, Kenny. That's another good point. Thanks to Leo for donating a whole case of headphones so we can give some of these out to you guys. But some different stuff tonight. Of course, we got, it's all cool car stuff, but we got some kind of cool stuff we haven't seen before. So let's go ahead and get ready to roll into the auctions. So perfect, John. As always, on the auctions, if full dollar amounts only, I will hold up a piece. We'll talk about that piece. We'll talk about that vehicle maybe a little bit. I'll point out any imperfections, any damage to that particular piece. We may give you some dimensions on it as we're talking about it. As we're discussing it, giving you a rundown on it. If you're interested in it, throw a bid out there so that I know we've got some interest in that piece. After we get done with the description, we will look at the bids. I'll tell you who's in the lead, who has the highest bid. At that point, I will put it on a timer right here on my phone. I keep my phone right here on the corner of the computer, and I will watch the timer. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed, and I will tell you when 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. When I tell you 1 minute 30 seconds has passed, we've got 30 seconds left. Please be thinking about your maximum bid. Everybody has a delay on here. Some of it's 3 or 4 seconds, can be up to 30 seconds, depending on whether you're on a phone, tablet, PC, smart TV, as well as your internet provider. So please, when I tell you 1 minute 30 is up, it's time to be hitting it with your maximum bid at that point. We got some guys who snipe on here and to get really good. So though there's some guys that'll take that shot in the last few seconds. Sometimes they get it in, sometimes they miss it by 2 seconds. So you never know. So that's how we're going to do it. And keep an eye on what's going on. And if you're new to us and you're not really sure how things work, but you see something you want to bid on, go ahead and just call me tomorrow. Just like just told John, you can do, PayPal, friends and family, check, money order. If you're close enough, you want to pick it up, that's fine too. Shipping on everything tonight. Yeah, we'll just ship everything tonight. There's a couple pieces that are kind of, are going to cost a few bucks, but those should bring at least something. So we'll go ahead and shipping in the 48 states is included. If you're non-US and you want to play, that's perfectly fine, but you will be responsible for getting me paid, and you will also be responsible for non-US shipping, since this thing kind of feeds itself. And if we have to spend a small fortune shipping 2 or 3 boxes out of the US, it kind of torpedoes the deal for everybody. And as always, if you've got questions, just give me a shout tomorrow, and we'll get it all worked out if you're not sure what happened. So if you got something bought and need to know how to do it. We'll start off with a few smaller pieces, and as always, I will read all of the bids as I see them on the first few pieces, just so you guys can get an idea as to what your delay may or not be based on what I'm seeing on my screen versus what you're seeing on your screen. So we'll start off with a few smaller pieces as we get working our way through tonight. Like I said, we got some cool stuff, some different stuff, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. So, and like I said, let me know if you guys want to do a full night of auctions coming up. That's a great point, Kevin. Hit refresh, everybody. About time for the ads to start. If an ad starts, if we do have an ad pop up in the middle of the auctions, just let me know, and I will stop the timer as soon as I see somebody post that they've got an ad. And once I get the all clear, I will tell everybody what high bid I see and how much time is left. If it does it with 10 or 15 seconds left, we will give everybody 30 seconds to have a chance to get a bid in. So if it is less than 30 seconds left when we get an ad, we will have 30 seconds left when we get back. So I think that's most everything. And like I said, full dollar amounts only. And if I miss something, please throw it up there. Perfect. No problem. Big job. Not a big deal. Everything from December, there were a couple things that didn't get paid for December. That stuff is back in the box. We got a few things hanging from early in January we still need to get taken care of. But December was really good, especially for the big auction. There was only a couple things that didn't get paid for. So appreciate you guys following through and following up on this stuff and making this deal work well for everybody. Let's get rolling. As always, we'll start off with a few lower dollar items, kind of get a feel for things and how the system is working tonight. And one of the things we usually start off with sometimes, but are really cool, are maps. Let's do another handful of maps to get the ball rolling tonight. Great graphics on this Esso. Happy motoring in 1960. Check this thing out. Families on vacation. Says 1960 right up on the top of this one. Great looking map. This bundle has a set of Conocos in them. Travel Montana and Travel in Canada with Conoco. Leo at 10. Oh, this one has the elephant on the back. All right. Gotta love the elephant. So a pair of Conocos in this batch. Gulf, Kansas, and Oklahoma. No problem, Kenny. Not a problem. I know you're good for it. As well as Travel, Missouri with Derby. All right, there we go. Leo started us off at 10. He got a batch of these just for a $10 bid a while back, so. We're live, we're rolling. We'll see if anybody else was interested in maps tonight, or if this is going to be all Leo again. And as always, please remember we are on Facebook and YouTube. If you hear me announce a bid that you don't see, it must be on the other format. So, Leo at 10. Going to sneak out of here with a big batch of maps for 10 again, like a few weeks ago. I don't know. We're going to find out here in just over a minute because we're already almost halfway through this auction. We'll give you a Hudson badge while we're thinking about it, though. Frank at 11. And there's our 1 minute mark. We've hit 1 minute. I've got Frank at 11. Morgan at 15. All 5 of them, one bid. Leo at 12, and I've already got Morgan at 15, but I want to read the bids as I see them. Leo, 18. Glenn, 19. And there's a minute 30. 30 seconds left to go. Leo at 24. This one's ticking down to the wire. I've got Leo at 24. About ready to wrap this one up. And that does it. Leo at 24. All right, let's stack those over here for Leo. And check out the next piece. These things are so cool. We did one of these last week. I've got a handful of them. So we're going to keep working one in here and again. There's different colors, different wheel configurations. But these are such cute little trucks. This is another one of those 70s era little tin trucks. This one's a Buddy L in a great blue. Check this little feller out. Cute little guy, great colors. I don't know if it's a cute face or an ugly face. Big, huge windshield, really great condition. Like I said, I think this is a 70s era piece. Nice, shiny paint, really clean truck, tandem rear axles, Buddy L tires and wheels. Hey, it's so ugly, it's cute. Yep. Austin's got the brown one. We maybe ought to have a blue one to go with it. 4 3/4 long. 4 3/4 on the overall length. So Travis starting us off at 10. It does have interior in it. If you can see through the windows, plastic interior. Austin at 12. Let's get this thing boogieing on the timer on this cute little Buddy L tractor truck. Really doesn't look like it was played with very hard at all. That's right, Alex. Leo had to fight for the maps this time. Austin at 12 on the cool little truck. Big Job got the tanker truck a while back. Austin at 12. As we hit the 1 minute mark, there's 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Plastic chrome. No, it's actually a metal grill. I think it's metal. 1 minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Austin at 12. Few seconds left to go. Austin at 12. Travis at 13. Big Job's trying to bid, but it didn't come through. And that does it. Travis at 13. Big Job's bid got something happened with Big Job's bid, and it came in late. I had Travis at 13 at the 2 minute mark. So I was waiting for Big Jobs to come through, and it didn't come through in time. All right. Who watched the video this week from my buddy's yard? Who caught that one? Yep, I figured some of you guys did. I got some cool stuff from that video coming up. Good. I'm glad some of you guys actually watched it. Now, some of these are kind of rough, but I did grab some for tonight's auctions. I've had them laying around, waiting until I posted the video. So even though a few of these are kind of banged up and kind of rough, I still wanted to save them because I know you guys would appreciate them. Out of the engine pile, banged up, beat up a little bit, but here is the Cadillac valve cover from the video this week. After I did the video, I took this one off, and I got a couple of others. One of these is not in the video. I got 3 of them tonight, actually. One was not in the video because I think I got it out of there earlier than that, out of that pile. And then the other one is in the video. This is banged up. I know it's dented right here. It's not the nicest one out there, guys. The Cadillac script is still very clear. But this is it. It's not rusted out. It's just banged up, beat up a little bit. Travis 10. Nut Farm knew it was coming. These valve covers are about 20 inches. About 20 inches across here, a little over counting the ends of them. So there it is. There's the valve cover off of that Cadillac engine from the video. Now, one nice thing about it, you can get straight to the back side of these things. So you might be able to work some of these dents out if you did want to refinish it or just hang it up the way it is. So Travis at 10. Let's roll with it. See if any of you guys like these or not. Now you can't trade it for my good blue and gold one. So, no, I'm sure this was a painted one. Yeah, this was a painted one. You can still see a little bit of the paint. I just was trying to scrub some of the dirt off of it so we can still see the Cadillac. Adam at 12 on Facebook. We're boogieing on the timer on this one. And there's the 1 minute mark. Adam at 12. Dougster Wolverine Garage is here. Yeah, these were blue. 1 minute left. Adam at 12. Rusty Okie at 15. And there's the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left to go. John at 18. Just about ready to wind this one down. We're coming out of the end. John at 18. Pete at 20. Rusty Okie at 20. I had Pete first. Rusty Okie 22. And that does it. Rusty Okie at 22. Barely. All right, we're going to catch one more valve cover, then we'll hold off on the other one. This is another one that I actually had this one here, but I think it came out of that engine pile earlier. But I grabbed it because it was cool, but it's just rough. On the Oldsmobile Rocket. Same deal. It's got some surface rust and dents in it. The Oldsmobile Rocket is embossed in it. So it is all actually stamped in the metal. This one you can do some work with and clean it up. But it is stamped Oldsmobile Rocket. It's got the ridges in the end here running sideways as opposed to the up and down ones like we looked at the other night. I have both styles on my wall we looked at the other night. This has the side slats in it. 73 Buick, man, starting us off at 10. Travis at 15. I'm going to go ahead and check the dimension. It's probably pretty close to the other one, I'm guessing. About 20 inches overall, about 19 across the body of it. On the Oldsmobile Rocket, I've got Travis at 15. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer as well. 73 Buick, man, at 17. On the Rocket, Leo's reloading. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. There's 1 minute. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go on the Oldsmobile Rocket. 73 Buick, man, at 17. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. And there's a minute 30. 30 seconds left to go. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone on the Rocket. Matt, 18. '73 Buick, man, 20. And that does it. 73 Buick, man, at 20. All right, let's keep boogieing. One more valve cover we'll catch later. But up next, and we haven't done any grease caps yet tonight. Let's catch a grease cap. For our Pontiac fans, this was kind of whammoed on the corner, but you can still read the Pontiac nicely. That's what's important on these grease caps when you want to hang them up and check them out. The P's got a little bit of damage over here, but the bulk of the damage is up here on the top. You can still read the Pontiac. This was a hex head. It's whammoed over here. Where'd my tape measure go? Oh, it's right here. Yep, it was a curb check. Yep. Overall diameter is a little over 3 inches on the Pontiac grease cap. Tony's starting us off at 10 internal threads, as these all have, on the Pontiac cap. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. Nut Farm at 15. Leo at 16. Tony at 17. As we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. And there's 1 minute. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go on the little Pontiac grease cap. And just about to that minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone, 30 seconds left to go. We got ads coming. Stop. We got ads coming. All right, I'll wait for you guys to give me the all clear. We hit the minute 30 mark, so we'll have 30 seconds left on this one. Ads on YouTube. All right, looks like we're getting the all clear. No, Alex, I can't see anything from you right now. You may want to refresh. Okay, looks like we're all clear. You may want to refresh, Alex, because no, I haven't seen any of your stuff. But we've got 30 seconds left on the Pontiac cap. Tony at 17 is my high bidder. We'll have 30 seconds left on this one. High bid, Tony at 17. So, we're ready? Okay, here we go. 30 seconds left, Tony at 17. So we're live, we're ticking away. Tony at 17. Tyler at 20 on Facebook. And that does it. Tyler at 20 on Facebook. Tony came back at 21, just a little bit too late. Okay. What do we got next? We'll keep boogieing here. Let's do kind of an interesting cap for our Chevy fans. Yeah, I know. I just realized we haven't done any plates, Austin. I've got a couple coming up here real quick. So we're definitely going to get some license plates. Cruz is here with us on Facebook. I believe this next cap is an early to mid 30s era Chevrolet for like a wire wheel. It's got dings and dents and scratches like they all do. Unfortunately, someone drilled a hole in this one as well. But it's still a good looking cap, nice and shiny. Like I said, I think this is a center cap for like a wire wheel, early to mid 30s for a Chevrolet. Dad's just recovering from knee surgery, hanging out at the house, recovering from knee surgery. So this is actually a hole in it here in the middle of the bow tie. Other than that, typical dings, dents, and scratches. Shine. Chrome has a nice bright shine. This is about 6.5 in diameter. It is a metal base, had clips on the side where it snapped into the wheel. Yeah, that's true. It's ready for a clock. That's exactly right. Alec at 5 on Facebook starting us off. So I think that's what it is, mid to early 30s. So Tony's here with us. Glad you stopped by tonight, Tony. I've got Alec at 5 on the Chevy cap. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. Travis at 10. Perfect. Glad you like it, Nut Farm. Travis at 10 on the little Chevy cap. Alec at 12. One minute gone, 1 minute to go. Alec at 12. Yeah, it's definitely different than a Chevy Rally Center cap. Almost to that minute 30 mark. We got Alec at 12. A minute 30's gone. 30 seconds left to go. Alec at 12. Just about done with this one coming down to the wire. Alec at 12. And that does it. Alec at 12. Pete came back at 16 at 2:01. Alec at 12. All right, I told you guys we're gonna get some plates snuck in here, and we got some great plates coming tonight too. So, obviously, with all the plates that I've got that I picked up a few weeks ago, we got some really cool plates coming. So we're gonna start off with an earlier one, but kind of a banged up one. But it does appear to be original paint on this 1939 Kansas plate. It is actually have a chip out of it down here, no rust. These were more of a brighter white, so this one's kind of yellowed a little bit with black letters. Backside, once again, original paint. That's right, Pioneer Village Adoptions. I have got to get up there sometime soon. I just haven't made it work, but yes, definitely Nut Farm. We're definitely going to go up and donate some money to them. Travis starting us off at 15 on this 1939 Kansas plate. It is a little over 12 by 5 3/4, so basically 12 by 6, but just slightly off of that. Martin at 25. Let's get this thing on the timer on this 1939 Kansas plate. Martin at 25. We're rolling on this one. Labette County is number 11, says Tractor Mike. Labette County down in southeast Kansas. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Martin at 25. Leo at 27. As we hit the 1 minute mark, 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Leo at 27 on the 1939 Kansas plate. And coming up on the minute 30. There's the minute 30. 30 seconds left to go. Minute 30 gone. Leo at 27. Tony at 28. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Tony at 28. And that does it. Tony at 28. Let's slide in another grease cap. This one's kind of a different one. For an Overland. Few dings and dents. This is actually a tiny hole in it. So I want you to know that is actually a tiny hole. But overall, this cap doesn't look too bad. The Overland is very clear and crisp where it was stamped in it. Hex all the way around the side. Internal threads to thread this thing on with. Three inches across the hex. Randall and Nut Farm start us off at 20. There we go with the Johnny Carson comments. Appreciate that, Tony. Nut Farm at 20 on the Overland grease cap. Pretty cool looking piece. Kind of a different one you don't see very often. And we are live and on the timer. There you go, guys. I got a really cool toy coming up, too. It needs wheels, but it's really cool. We're going to wait towards that 1 minute mark. One minute is gone. 1 minute left to go. The Nut Farm at 20 on the Overland cap. Almost to a minute 30. Nobody's challenging the Nut Farm. There's a minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wrap this one up. Nobody's going to challenge the Nut Farm. And that did it. Nut Farm at 20. Auburn badge. Car on top of the bookcase. This one over here, is that the one we're talking about? That's an old toy plastic funny car. Let's catch another license plate. A different state this time. and kind of a different plate, as a matter of fact. Something kind of different that we haven't had at all. Something totally different. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think of this. This is a Kentucky plate. Expires April 1, 1976, and it is a farm plate. So this is kind of interesting. And it's actually, I just noticed it's actually kind of stamped off center a little bit as well. Original paint, pretty good looking tag on this I don't know if it's a 75 or a 76, since it expired April of 76. Kentucky plate. Travis at 13 on the Kentucky farm. So this thing's actually kind of weird. I don't know anything about it. Martin at 15. It's actually kind of stamped off center. When you look, there's barely an edge here, and there's a big wide edge here. Martin at 15. Tweedledee at 15. So Martin at 15. Tweedledee at 17 on the Kentucky farm plate. Blue on the back, blue with white letters on the front. Appears to be all original. Don't know a thing about it because I'm not from Kentucky, but it is kind of a cool plate. Martin at 20. Let's get this thing rolling. It is a standard size plate, roughly 12 by 6. And we are on the timer. Tweedledee at 21. Martin at 22. Lazy prison worker, yep. Travis at 30. Martin at 31. One minute is gone. 1 minute left to go. Martin at 31. Yep, it is a good number for the Pontiac, guys. And there's the minute 30 mark. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. This all is stamped and stamped and embossed plate. Leo at 32. Maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe it did tow him at the Kentucky Derby. Leo at 32. Just about ready to wind this one down. And that does it. Leo at 32. And there's Tony and Martin. All those hung up in there. All right, this next piece I want to show you. I'm still on the fence about this. I'm going to show it to you guys, see what you think. See if you like it, and see what you think is. It's one of those, I've been staring at it for a while, trying to decide if I wanted to sell it or not. Anybody invite somebody to the Nobodies? I spread the word in some British car clubs and some mini car clubs. Awesome. Always appreciate that. So you guys tell me what you think of this. This is an early toy tractor. It's super cool. It's cast iron. So I want to see what you guys think. So like I said, I'm on the fence about what I want to do with it. But I decided to go ahead and show it to you and see what you think. It needs wheels, but there's no brakes or chips that I can find out of the cast iron on this old McCormick Deering cast iron tractor. It looks really good. A lot of detail, really, for one of these tractors. This is why I'm having trouble trying to decide what to do with it. But I'm going to share it with you guys, see what you think. This pulley actually turns over here on this side of it. So for a cast iron toy of this era, it's fairly somewhat detailed. Travis is starting us off at 10. We got to get a little further than that on something like this. So it is neat. The fenders aren't busted up on it. I'm sure it had a steering wheel and then, of course, wheels on it that are missing. But it is a really good base to work with. So I'm going to see what kind of bids. John at 20. We're getting there. I mean, this needs to be a little bit better than that before I decide what I'm going to do. But Shopcat project, yeah. No seat, no keys, no wheels, yeah. John at 20, we're getting there. I still think we need to be a little stronger than that on this particular piece. We'll give it a few seconds before we decide what to do with it. I would imagine you could find some, you could probably order reproduction wheels that are probably fairly close for this, I would think. So, 73 Buickman said it's probably had rubber wheels on it. This is probably 30s. Weston at 22. I'm guessing this is 30s. John at 25. We're getting close. I think it needs to be a little bit better than that before or I may just have to throw it back in the box and hold on to it because it is a pretty cool piece. This has some weight to it. We'll give it a few more seconds to see if we get any more interest on it. And if not, we'll throw her back in the box. Travis at 32. Well, what do you think? I think we're getting probably pretty close to where I think I need to be. What do you guys think? Should we just go ahead and roll with it? I got Travis at 32, Weston at 35. Let's go ahead and put it on the timer and let's sell it. Weston at 35 is the high bidder. We're on the timer on the McCormick Deering cast iron tractor. So we're going to roll with it. Weston at 35. Neat old tractor. 35 is the high bid. We're on the timer. We're going to sell it. I probably better pay attention to what we need to get out next, too. Yeah, it's a cool piece. The detail on this thing is, for a cast iron toy, is amazing. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Weston at 35. John at 36. That's right. You probably get some new wheels and it's probably triple digits. Minute 30's gone. 30 seconds left to go. John at 36. Coming out of the wire, John at 36 is our high bid. Weston at 37. And that does it. Weston at 37. Yeah, imagine throwing that at your younger sibling because that is got some weight to it. John came back at 38, just too late. All right, let's do another cool little cap. Same era as that Chevy, probably early to mid 30s. Only this one is for our Ford fans with the V8 badge on it. This one also 2 small holes. These came out of the same box. I don't know why they drilled tiny holes in these things. Travis at 10, Leo at 10. Stainless still has a decent shine. We can see where it did have some blue paint in here originally. It is a steel back with a snap ring on it to fit into the wheel. Allen at 20 and stainless on the outside here. It is about 6 3/4 in diameter. I think this is 30s. So just under 7 inches in diameter. I believe it's 30s era. I've got Rusty Okie at 25. Let's get this thing on the timer and get moving. Kevin at 30. Kevin at 30, and we're ticking away on the timer on this deal. Yep, it would have been a flathead V8 in that era. One minute gone, 1 minute left. Kevin at 30. Almost to that minute 30 mark. And there it is. A minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Kevin at 30. Coming out of the end of this one, Kevin at 30. Is there any snipers out there on this one? On the cool V8 cap? No, and that does it. Kevin at 30. Oh, where's our plate guys at? You want to do something really cool in license plates? Now, you guys know I bought a ton of license plates a couple weeks ago, almost 600 plates. So we got a lot of neat stuff coming out of this batch. I just put them up on shelves today, so I'm going to be kind of just going through different things. Leo at 10. Start us off at 10, and you're perfectly fine, Leo. Perfect, no problem, Kevin. I will put it in there with that stuff with your can. No, not a big deal. Speaking of which, let's do another drawing real quick. What the heck, huh? Let's do a drawing real quick before we get to this super cool plate auction. Now, they're Kansas plates, but it's exciting, trust me. We've got 2 plates and a can left to give away yet tonight in the bonus raffle. As always with the bonuses, these will ship with your next shipment, or you can, as always, pick up if you're coming through. Or you guys coming in April, we can definitely save it for then. Kevin's got one tonight. Dennis has one tonight, so if we pull their name, they're out. Who do we got this time? Austin. Austin McCoy. We've got the 66 plate, the new Nebraska plates, or the Kim Guard checkered flag can. So if Austin's here with us, just let me know which one to put your name on. Well, maybe Austin jumped off. There we go. Nebraska plates. All right, perfect. All right, we got those marked for you. And we got 1 can and 1 plate we'll get to yet this evening. And we will put Austin right back into the can for the drawing. All right, back to these killer plates. This is going to be an exciting one, guys. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. These are always fun. Everybody loves these. These are exciting to do. And it's always a lot of fun pulling them out of the envelope. Brand new 1966 plate. 7945. Leo at 20. So not Liberal, Kansas. Along with Martin at 25. Along with 7945, you're going to get 7946. Leo at 26. What do you get that? Austin at 30, X-Ray at 30, Martin at 30. These are 66s. Leo at 40. So you've got 7945, 7946, and believe it or not, you're also going to get 7947. Yes, 3 of them, brand new 1966 consecutive numbers in the envelopes. Leo at 50. So there we go. Austin at 55. All of them consecutive numbers, brand new in the envelope. We've got Austin at 55. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling. All 3 one-shot deal, brand new 1966, never been out of the wrapper. Leo at 90. Leo swinging on these babies, but they're beautiful. Leo's going for the knockout punch. We'll see if he did it. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Leo at 90. And there's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone. Yep, that's right, Dean. It is crickets. We'll see if Leo's knockout punch did it. And we're going to know here in 30 seconds because there's the minute 30 mark, 30 seconds left to go. We'll see if Leo's $90 bid was the knockout punch on this set of brand new consecutive numbered 1966 plates. Just about ready to wrap it up. Let's see if Leo's going to do it. Big job at 91. And that's the end of it. Leo came back at 99, but it was too late. I had big job at 91. So we'll get these things tucked back away. and set them off to the side. So that was fun. I knew that was going to be cool. Good shooting on Big Job's part there for sure. Let's see what else we got. Let's catch one more grease cap yet tonight. And this is the nicest grease cap that we've had this evening on this Buick. Nice, very clear stamped Buick grease cap. You know, these all have some dings and dents and scratches in them. They're 90 years old. But this one really looks good. The Buick is nice and clear in it. Even the backside, you can see how clear it is where this is stamped in it. It's got the hex part of it here. The internal threads. Nut Farm at 20 on this one as well. Let's see if that's going to work this time again, Nut Farm. I don't know. This one's pretty nice. The overall diameter on the back of this Buick is 3.5 on here. And about 2 3/4 across the hex part of the Buick. Brian at 25 on Facebook. So let's get this thing rolling. I've got Brian at 25 on Facebook on the really sharp little Buick cap. Nice, clean, good looking, crisp stamping on the Buick on this Buick cap. Now, this was pre-Roadmaster. Randall the Nut Farm at 27. Glenn at 28. Appreciate that, Dean. Hit the like button and subscribe. Glenn at 28 on the Buick cap. Nut Farm at 29. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Glenn at 30. Nut Farm 31. And there's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 31. Glenn at 32. Brian Dispatch 67. And that does it. Brian Dispatch with a knockout punch at 67. So a great looking piece there. All right, let's squeeze in another license plate. That's right. We'll see you there, John. I've got your running board ready to go. So, all right, let's catch this license plate. Now we got another cool toy coming up too. So you might want to stick around for that toy, John. It's pretty neat. Let's catch this plate here. Going back to 1935 on a Kansas truck plate. Travis at 12. This has a little bit of paint loss. This is one of the skinny, narrow plates from the 30s. This does have some paint loss here in the middle of it, if I get my finger to go the right way. 73-100. Missed the Buick good. That's right. That was a nice Buick piece. 14.5 by about 4 3/8. 14.5 by about 4 3/8. Tony at 15. I figured I'd get your attention, John. Original paint on the back. It was black with orange letters. Rush County, says Tractor Mike. It just has some paint loss right here in this middle area. Travis at 25. Travis at 25. We're alive on the timer, and we're going. Austin at 30. Travis at 35. Good looking piece here. We're live and on the timer. Let's see what happens. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Travis at 35. Just past the 1 minute mark. We just passed it. I just missed it. A little less than a minute left to go. On the 1935 plate, Travis at 35. On the 35. T for truck on this one. And there's the minute 30 mark. A minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Travis at 35 on the 35 plate. Let's see what happens. Tweedly D at 37. Just about ready to wrap it up. Tweedly D at 37. Austin at 40, and that does it. Austin at 40. Tony came in at 30, a little bit too late. Austin barely had that one in there. Travis had a 45 in there. Leo had a 49 in there, but it was Austin at 40 when we hit 2:00 on the timer. All right. Yep, Austin was locked and ready to go. This next toy, I don't know anything about it. I got it in a big auction I went to in November. I found it in one of those auction boxes. I'm pretty sure it's early, just based on the paint loss and things like that. It is a cast iron fire apparatus, horse drawn. Yeah, there you go, Austin. The only damage I see is the horse's tail. But check this thing out. I think, well, of course, I mean, maybe it isn't broke. Maybe it was supposed to be short. I guess it kind of looks like maybe it is a cropped tail because of the fire apparatus. Okay, lots of bids already on this. Travis at 30 is our high bidder. But it is a neat piece. I don't know a thing about it. I don't know if it's missing anything. Obviously, that was supposed to be open. I don't really see any damage unless maybe the horse's tail is somewhat damaged. But the more I look at it, I'm not sure. Glenn at 40. So cool looking piece. Let me give you an overall length on this thing. It's about 9 inches. And that's going from the back of the wheel, clear back here, to the front hoof of the horse. About 9 inches. So that's all I know about it. It is what it is. You're getting what you see. The wheels are not broken off. Early cast iron. I've got Glenn at 40. And let's get this thing rolling. That's fine, Brian, if you want to wait to get a few more things to do it. I don't have a problem with that, Brian. Just, if we don't get anything in a few weeks, we can do it then. You can watch the next couple weeks and we can do it then, Brian. So I don't like letting them hang, over a month, because that's that way I don't get too strung out. But yeah, that's fine, Brian. So there it is, Glenn at 40 on the cast iron fire apparatus. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Glenn at 40 as we hit 1 minute. It could be a moonshine hauler. Yep. 1 minute left to go. Glenn at 40. The top view. Almost to that minute 30 mark. Glenn at 40. 1 minute, 30 seconds is gone. 30 seconds left to go. Whole slug of bids right out of the gate on this one, and then crickets. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, we've got Glenn at 40. And we're ticking away, coming down to the end. And that does it. Glenn at 40. Okay, let's catch a few more things yet tonight. One more valve cover to do off the video the other night. For our Ford fans. This one was on the video. This is the better one of all of them. It's got some dents in it, but this one actually will blast and repaint nicely on this Mercury with the big M stamped right in it. This is all stamped in the metal along with the line that runs the length of the valve cover. It is dented over here. Yep, Big Job knew it was coming. This is a little bit longer than the other ones were. Travis at 20. This is overall 22 1/4, and that's all the way out to these edges. On the Mercury, this is part of the spark plug bloom that is welded to it. There we go, the Mercury valve cover straight off of the video from the other night out of my buddy's yard. Travis at 20. Let's get this thing going on the timer for the Mercury valve cover. Travis must be our only Mercury fan on here. These curved edges, these things just don't hold very well. Yeah, it'd be a great valve cover for a race valve cover. Long and skinny. They came off a Mercury engine in that engine pile in the video the other night. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Dean at 22. Rusty Okie, 23. And there's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Rusty Okie at 23, just getting ready to wrap this one up. We're coming down to the end. Big Job at 28. Alan at 28 had Big Job first. And that does it. Big Job at 28. Had Big Job, Matt, Alan. Big Job at 28 on the Mercury. All right, what else we got left laying here? Handful of things left. Oh, I got one. I do have one bigger piece yet tonight that will probably have a little bit of shipping on it, but I forgot about that. So let's catch these last handful of things I got laying here, and then we'll go ahead and catch some of the magazine tonight. Anyway, the next piece, one more cap for Chevy fans tonight. This one minus the hole. This one actually doesn't have a hole in it. Once again, I think this is a mid to late 30s maybe cap for our Chevrolet fans. This one looks pretty decent. Typical dings and dents, but overall, pretty decent looking little cap. Nice blue bow tie with some of the original paint left in it. This one is about 7 3/4 in diameter. Yeah, those are great valve cover 73 Buick, man. This is a steel base with a chrome cap on it. We can see the dings and dents in it. We can see the ridges all the way around. This is kind of a perforated type area here where the bow tie sits. Neat looking little cap. Like I said, I think it's mid to late 30s era Chevrolet. It does have a little bit of a dome to it and a decent shine considering it's 80 some years old. So anyway, that's what we've got, the Chevrolet cap. Let's get this thing rolling for our Chevrolet fans. And we're on the timer on the Chevy cap. No players yet. There we go. Johnny Z at 20. I figured there had to be something in there. That's why I went ahead and hit the timer. Johnny Z at 20. Rusty Oakie's got to jump off. Glad you were on tonight, Rusty Okie. Leo, 21. And there's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute has passed. Leo at 21. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Leo at 21. There's the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left to go. No holes in this one. Leo at 21. Johnny Z at 22. Kevin at 30. Coming down to the end, about ready to wrap this one up. I've got Kevin at 30. Pete, 33. And that does it. Pete at 33 on the cute little Chevy cap. Okay, a couple more things to go. Oh, this is fun. These are always fun. I had to grab another one of these. We haven't done one in a couple of weeks. And we've been having a lot of fun when we do these. On these standard oil or standard tune-up jars that I fill with other stuff. This one, another one with matchbooks. These are standard tune-up jars. These have original Standard Motor Products caps on them. They have the original label on them. This one said ARM, A-R-A-R-M, so I don't know if it was parts for starter armature or something like that. Leo starting us off at 20. This is jam-packed full of matchbooks, and, oh, actually, there's actually one bushing still left in here. Nut Farm at 20. Let's see what's in here we can see. Camels. Ford, Buy Quality, Buy Ford. Champlin Service. And what's on top? A Capitol Hotel. We open up the top. So stuff full of matchbooks. Whatever's in there is in there. I don't even remember at this point. I've got Leo at 20 and the Nut Farm at 20, but I had Leo first. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling on the jar full of matchbooks. So Leo and Nut Farm both at 20, but I don't think that's going to matter anyway. But I had Leo first, but I'm pretty sure that's probably not the last bid on these. Nut Farm at 22. Dean at 23. Leo at 25. Dean at 27 as we're getting close to that 1 minute mark. There's 1 minute, and I've got Leo at 28. And there's the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds left to go. Leo at 28. Kevin at 33. Just about ready to wrap it up. Kevin at 33. And that does it. Kevin at 33. There come the Nut Farm with 35, just a hair too late. Okay, one more piece. This one does have shipping on it. It was around the corner of the desk when we were talking earlier, and I didn't realize I had it set out for tonight. But it is a cool piece. It's going to be $15 to ship it. It's not heavy. It's just kind of big, but it's a neat piece. So we'll see what you guys think of this. This is a small bucket. It's a short bucket. It'd make a great little trash bin. Perfect. No problem, Kevin. On this cool little Co-op can. Co-op greases. This was a 25-pound grease can. Travis at 20. It's got some chipping and wear, obviously, but obviously this logo looks really good. Now, on the other side, the logo is a little more faded. It does have the reliability guarantee on the side of it. So we've got some chipping and wear. It's not rusted out. The nice thing about something like this, you can use it. Works good for a little trash bin or something because it's got chips and stuff in the paint, but it still looks cool doing it. So, yep, 25 pounds of grease. It's a neat can. It's basically like half a 5-gallon bucket size-wise. Dean at 22. 12 inches in diameter and about 9.5 tall. No, we couldn't afford to ship it if there was grease in it. It'd take like $40 to ship it instead of 15 if it had grease in it. Dennis at 30. So cute little booger. I just thought it was neat just to be, it's a stubby little bucket. You could use it. It's not perfect, so you could use it and not worry about it and still look good doing it. Dennis at 30, let's get this thing rolling on the timer. On the Co-op grease can, it is all steel, obviously. It's got some service rust in it. Handle, it is a plastic handle, not a wooden handle, but she's all metal. There's the seam where it was put together at. Dennis at 30 on the Co-op can. And 15 shipping on this one. $25 pounds, 11.34 kilograms. What's this say over here? Reliability counts. Co-op greases are formulated in farmer-owned research laboratories and manufactured in co-op facilities. We got one more can we're going to do. I got the last piece we got is a quart tonight, Austin. Co-op greases are compounded to the highest standards for stability, uniformity, and purity. Co-op greases the world over in every climatic temperature range. There is no better guarantee of quality. There is a co-op grease designed to meet your every demand. Dennis at 30. Spittoon bucket, yep. Almost to the minute 30 mark. I missed the minute mark. We are at a minute 30. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds left to go. Dennis at 30. 15 shipping on the big co-op bucket, but a cool looking can. Dennis at 30. Just about ready to wrap it up. Dennis at 30. Few seconds left to go. Austin at 31. And that does, Leo came in at 39, just a hair too late. I had Austin at 31. All right, one more quart can I want to do tonight, and then we're going to keep moving because we hadn't done any cans tonight, so I thought I'd try to almost completely miss cans, and I had to slide this one in at the end. This is a metal can as well. The top's cut out of it on this earlier Quaker State. Vic's got to jump off. Glad you were here. Good looking can. The top's been cut out, so it's good for pens or pencils or whatever. Nice shine. Earlier design Quaker State. Obviously, there's our seam on it. Travis at 20. Bottom is still intact. It actually says Quaker State stamped in the bottom of it as well. Tony at 10, but I got Travis at 20 to start with. Regular standard quart size metal can. Quaker State motor oil, skillfully refined in Quaker State's 4 refineries from 100% Pennsylvania grade crude oil. Each drop is rich lubricant free of impurities. Tony at 21. Let's get this thing rolling on the timer. For over a quarter of a century, car owners have recognized the excellent qualities of Quaker State motor oil. Its regular use will make your car run better and last longer. Ticking away on the last piece of the evening. We'll get this knocked out. We'll do another bonus drawing. We will spend a little bit of time with the magazine we started last week. We're just going to take bits and pieces of that at a time. I didn't want to start a different magazine tonight with being on a shortened episode next week due to the big game happening. So, Tony at 21 as we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. There's 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go in tonight's auctions. Tony at 21 on the Quaker State can. Almost to that minute 30 mark. Tony at 21. And there's a minute 30 seconds left to go. Tony at 21. Kevin at 25. Just about ready to wrap it up. Kevin at 25. And that does it. Kevin at 25. All right. That'll wrap it up for tonight. Let's have an Auburn badge. Let's have a Hudson badge because we had a blast tonight. Thanks for playing, guys. We had a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool stuff done. So, great time tonight, guys, as always. Dean's frozen, freezing up. So, sounds good, Dean. Glad you were here for a while. Let's catch another bonus drawing. Actually, let's get them. We've got the plate left and the checkered flag can left. I don't understand this plate. It's a 1966 plate, and somebody put a 79 sticker on it. So I don't think that's supposed to be there. I think somebody just stuck that on there for the heck of it. But let's get these knocked out and then spend a little time with this magazine. Glad you guys had a good time with the auction tonight. What do we got here? Matt. Matt still with us? Matt wants the plate. Okay, perfect. We'll put your name on that. And then we're going to draw for the checkered flag can. And remember, guys, these will ship with your next shipment. These bonus drawings do not ship individually. Okay, let's put this right back in here for the big drawing and yank one more name out for the checker flag can. Pete, can I hold the big Buick oil can? Yeah, you can hold the big Buick oil can. We'll take your picture with it, whatever you want to do. One more name for the checkered flag can. What do we got here? Mark Langworthy. So let's get that one marked to him. And keep moving for the night. And as always, most important, right back into the can for the big drawing. So had fun with the bonus drawings tonight, guys. Let me regroup here real quick. Get reshuffled around, move some things around. And let's spend a little bit more time with the magazine from last week. Like I said, we'll catch a little bit of this tonight, and then next time we'll do a different magazine in 2 weeks and kind of work our way back and forth to this one, because this one is 300 pages and everything in it is super cool. Now, if you guys remember from last week, or if you weren't with us last week, we are working on a publication called the Automobile Trade Journal from September of 1913. Almost 110-year-old magazine. The cover is literally falling off. We have to be super careful with this thing. It is thick. There's a ton of cool stuff in it. So that's why we're just taking some time, walking through it page by page, because it's worth it. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll pick up where we left off last week. We just barely got started in this thing last week. And oh wow, like I said, every page is worth checking out. Nut Farm's already excited. He remembers from last week. He's already excited about tonight. We're going to start off with tires. Quaker tires. It is like walking through time. That's a great way to look at it, Leo. Tires that are business builders for the dealer. GDP loves the history, and this thing is just chock full of history. So these first two pages, the Quaker City Rubber Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, patent date of May 27, 1913 on these Quaker tires. And on the page opposite of Quaker tires, something else kind of odd. The Big Six that pioneered downward prices maintains its leadership. The Kissel Cars, 66. Kissel Motor Car Company, 120 Kissel Avenue, Hartford, Wisconsin. You guys want to talk about history? Check this stuff out. I mean, and every time we turn the page in this magazine, that's what we're getting. Perfect, Austin. Appreciate that. And I'm going to try to hold these up here for a few seconds so you guys can really take it in because, like I said, everything in this magazine is just amazing. What was the cadence on the publication? The cadence you lost me, Pete. September 1913 is the date of this one. Let's turn another page. Travis is jumping off. Glad you were here tonight, Travis. Nobody mounted your tires for you back then. Yeah. Oh, how often? I'm going to guess monthly because since it is dated monthly. Since it says September, maybe we'll get somewhere where we'll find a subscription information in here. I don't know. But since it is specifically listing it as September of 1913 and not, a 2-month or a quarterly type deal, I'm guessing quarterly or guessing, monthly. And, 1 year was $1. Calico's here. All right. Let's turn the page once again because every time we do it, it's awesome. Okay, we're going to have some fun with this one too. Heavy car type Fisk tires. The Fisk Rubber Company, Chicopee Falls, Massachusetts, as well as the new Hudson 654 7-passenger, the new ideal of a distinguished car. The new features. These are among the new features we bring out in this model. No mention is here made of the countless features in previous Hudson models, which we still retain. Hold on, I got to kill some ads. Seven-passenger body, 135-inch wheelbase, left side drive, right-hand controls, extra tires carried as never before ahead of the front door. This leaves both front doors clear. 4 forward speeds, pure streamlined body, low hung body, no angles at the dash, wide tonneau doors, gasoline tank in the dash, electric self-cranking with the rapid type of Delco system built, especially for this car, powerful electric lights, extra seats and tonneau fold into back of front seat, jeweled magnetic speedometer in dash, every operation and control placed within reach of the driver's hands, gasoline and oil control lights and starters, individual Yale lock on ignition control prevents theft, rain vision windshield built as part of the car, electric horn, trunk rack, tire holders, license carriers, everything. Calico Classics is doing a Terraplane. That's cool. So, like I said, just this magazine, it doesn't stop. It just literally doesn't stop. So let's check these out. And if I'm not holding these up long enough for you guys to really take them in, please let me know. This magazine is so special and so cool that I really want to give everybody a second to take this stuff in. Nothing but awesomeness. That's kind of what I think, Nut Farm. And speaking of nothing but awesomeness, guess what? We're going to turn the page again, and I don't know what's on the next page, but it's all cool so far, so I'm pretty sure we're going to win once again with the next page. Yeah, that's right, GDP. Good point. That's another good point. It literally was just the tires. That's it. You had to mount them up. Great point. Sounds good, Big Job. Glad you made it tonight and hung out for a while. You know what's great about this magazine? And I haven't turned the page yet, but it's like a slot machine that hits every single time. Every time we turn the page, so far, we're on page 28. We haven't gotten a bad page yet. So it's like a slot machine that hits every time you yank. Call that a win. But with that being said, let's see what's on the next page, because I don't know, but we're going to find out. Here we go. The Weston Mott Company axles. For more than a quarter of a century, Weston Mott premier products have stood the test of time, and they have been found to be true. Car builders and car users from long experience know that our output reaches them only after it measures up to the Weston Mott standard. Men trained in the art of doing things just right stamp our products with the steel of efficiency, Flint, Michigan. As well as something that was a pretty big deal then. Now comes the standardized top. Here's the material that makes it possible. Trademarked, never leak top covering, guaranteed without limit. This is crazy. Never leak motor top covering is guaranteed, absolutely waterproof, without time limit, in any climate, under all circumstances. Obviously, today, we don't have to worry about our tops leaking because they're part of the car. Back then, it was a whole big deal. So just such a whole different world. That's right, Scott. But wait, there's more. That's what it just keeps coming. I mean, this is an ad where I'm at. This is an ad for axles. Look at how elaborate this ad is to sell axles. And material that doesn't leak for your top was a massive deal in 1913. Perfect, JDP. You're exactly right. So much we take for granted now. I mean, this was, a big thing back then. So let's catch a few more. Let's see what's next. Well, one company that we're actually still familiar with. Speaking of tires, Firestone Cure Cut, the indispensable help. An injury to the tread will not bother the motorist whose kit contains Cure Cut. With this invaluable first aid, he is certain of efficient service, easily applied. Cure Cut keeps out the moisture, prevents serious tire troubles, and lengthens tire life. It is also fine for repairing small punctures in inner tubes. Firestone accessories, Firestone Cure Cut. As well as the Monoplex electric horn. That's right. No kidding. The amazing network of auto parts built in such a short time. That's for sure. The Monoplex electric horn warns instantly, effectively, and economically. Type A with long projector, $10. Your horn was $10. That was a lot of money. Type M with a short projector, $8. Firestone Cure Cut to patch your tires, and the Monoplex electric horn. And they even colored the horn red. They were really stepping up to put color in an ad in 1913. On to the next page. And like I said, if there's something you guys didn't see clear or need me to hold it up a little more, just let me know. And that's another good point, GDP. This stuff is like art. You know, I mean, look at the border on the Firestone ad. They didn't need to put that border on there. I mean, that doesn't do anything as far as selling tires or tire patches, but it sure looks nice. Wow, more color. Schwartz wheels. The overwhelming preponderance of Schwartz wheels is used on the best makes of both pleasure and commercial motor vehicles, is but an outward evidence of what automobile engineers have known and acknowledged, that Schwartz wheels are the strongest, safest, most economical wheels a maker can put on his car. Cortland Forgings. Bow sockets. Ajax Auto bow sockets are made to stand the strain of bad roads, as well as good, highest quality of material, superior workmanship. We have exceptional facilities combined with many years' experience in producing forged and hot bent body irons, fender irons. Cortland Forging, Cortland, New York. So stuff for top bows, as well as body irons, fender irons, and Schwartz wheels. Now, obviously, we think of, in today's world, and aftermarket wheels, are a huge deal. This isn't exactly what you expect to see in a wheel ad today. Check out this wheel ad. Scott, we should keep track of which companies are still in business. Yeah, that's true. That's another good idea. Just keeps going, guys. All right, who's ready to turn the page again? This is too cool. Let's get a Hudson or an Armor badge in here real quick. Yes, you actually can see the wood grain on the wheels. I'm going to see if you guys can get a little better look at that. I'll hold it up here a little closer. Who's ready to turn the page? I know I am. I got the magazine here, and I'm excited about turning the page because I don't know what's coming up next. But let's do it, and let's see what we've got. Oh, this is cool, too. Mossberg wrench sets. Mossberg ratchet wrench number 350, the tool that solved the automobile wrench problems. The number 15 socket set for use with Ford cars. Tool set specifically designed for a Ford car. As well as Keystone Grease, the Keystone Lubricating Company in Philadelphia, established 1884, the world's greatest lubricant, Keystone Grease. Guarantee, 1 pound of Keystone Grease is guaranteed to equal in efficiency 3 to 4 pounds of any other grease, or from 4 to 6 gallons of the best bearing oil. Nearly all good dealers and garages have a supply on hand and are selling it with profit to themselves and satisfaction to their customer. Mossberg wrench sets and Keystone Grease. The Halibrands of 1913, yeah. And this down here was the set for Ford cars specifically. We got to turn the page once again. Let's see what we got next. Joe's Classics is here. Oh, wow. This is kind of interesting. This is there again, electrical stuff. The KW Ignition Company. A hotter coil. Electric lights, high tension magneto. This is kind of crazy. This was a ton of money, but it was literally an option. In today's world, this is crazy to even see that somebody would be selling this. Electric headlights. Electric headlight outfit, $40. Complete outfit. Electric generator, headlamp, switch, wire, and bulbs. So hotter coils, electric headlight setup, and high tension mags. And once again, a pretty fancy ad with like they're unrolling a scroll of paper with this information on it. Something to make it stand out. The heavy black border. A lot of things that, in what they had limited stuff to work with. Obviously today you can take a high resolution picture and copy it easily into an ad. Back then they couldn't do that. A lot of this stuff, I'm not so sure these aren't drawings. I mean, obviously this is a drawing, obviously that's a drawing. I'm not sure if that's a drawing or a picture, but back then, we didn't have this stuff we have today to print and take pictures. A lot of this stuff was drawn. They had to do stuff like this to catch your attention. And time to turn the page again. Now, this is something different, and this is actually not, this is different than the car. I don't know if there was any relation to them or not, but this is an ad for the Packard Electric Company, Packard Cables. Don't make the mistake of buying poor cable. It's economical at the start, but expensive in the end. A few cents saved in buying cheap cable often costs many dollars in dissatisfied customers. And the next thing along with the wire and cable ad for Packard is the Mosler Vesuvius spark plug. Stop. Imagine a plug that will last forever. The Mosler Vesuvius plug. As powerful and as indestructible as the fires of Vesuvius. We carry in stock a plug for every internal combustion engine built. The A.R. Mosler Company, Mount Vernon, New York. Packard cables and the Mosler Vesuvius spark plug. Yes, that's two. Those just took a ton of ink. Kenny needs one of these. Yeah. This thing is, like I said, the more we get into this, the more excited I get about it. Like I said, I haven't looked through this. I flipped through a few things. Okay, yeah, that's it. Sorry, Calico, I was going to mention that too. This hanger, free to dealers. This is a 6-color reproduction of the original Packard Girl by Liebscher. 16 by 20 and will make a handsome decoration for your office. Sent free to all dealers who write on their own stationery. Send for this. I guess that was the pinup girl of 1913. More plugs. And, just like Scott mentioned, a company that we're still familiar with today. The Black Eagle spark plug. Patented. 50 cents is enough. The Black Eagle spark plug has made good because it was designed and manufactured with this object in view. A person in close touch with the supply and manufacturing ends of the trade was a visitor at our facility recently and was shown the details of construction, including the machinery, testing, and assembling of the Black Eagle spark plug. What he said, we believe, will be of interest to you, as it indicates the effort on our part to supply a high-grade plug at a reasonable price. We therefore quote below his impression. I am simply amazed at the workmanship, material, and construction of the Black Eagle spark plug. When I saw this plug advertised at a price of 50 cents to the consumer, I actually supposed it was a cheap common plug, such as you occasionally find in jobbing houses on the bargain counter. I am convinced after seeing these plugs tested and examining minutely the machine parts which enter into their construction that no better porcelain spark plug is offered by anyone, regardless of the price they ask. We're not influenced by what our competitors charge for spark plugs. We have ignored price precedent for the reason that a high-grade spark plug can be manufactured and sold at 50 cents each, and that is enough. The Black Eagle spark plug from the Standard Company, Torrington, Connecticut. And on the other side, just like Scott mentioned, the company we're still familiar with, Raybestos. Can you stop your car instantly when you apply your brakes? Does the brake lining grip and hold? It will if you use Raybestos, the original and best asbestos brake lining. Years of use have proven its quality. Thousands of Raybestos equipped cars attest its durability. It has never been found wanting. Raybestos is made of genuine long fiber asbestos, treated by a special process which ensures high efficiency and long life, cannot burn out, do not accept inferior substitutes. The name Raybestos is stamped in every foot for your protection. It made the automobile safe from the Royal Equipment Company, Railroad and Bostwick Avenues, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So nice artwork. I love the Black Eagle plugs. I actually kind of want one of these now. I'm not a big plug guy, but I kind of want one of these because it's got the Black Eagle right there on it. I don't know nothing about plugs, but now I'll be watching for a Black Eagle one. There again, a very formal framed ad with the Black Eagle in every single corner. Raybestos, brake lining made with real asbestos. Great stopping power. So I'll let you guys check this one out for a second. And with that, we get to turn the page once again, see what's coming up next. Because I don't know. So I'm just excited as you are for another spark plug ad, as well as an engine ad. That's kind of different. Splitdorf, always there. Circumstances alter cases, but let no circumstance alter your sound judgment in the constant use of Splitdorf common sense plugs. Continental engines, 75,000 Continental motors, over 3 million horsepower to help your sales. The almighty fights on the side of the heavy battalion, said Napoleon. Every salesman knows how true that is. How he must build up his selling talk point by point, how he must heap reason on reason, and how back of his spoken word must stand the reputation of the article and the great force of its advertising. The Continental Motor Manufacturing Company, largest exclusive motor builders in the world, Detroit, Michigan, factories in Detroit and Muskegon. Next page. We'll catch a few more pages, and then we'll get ready to wind things down. We're almost to page 50. That'll be a good stopping point. That way I can make my notes of where we stopped. So when we get back to this magazine in a few weeks, we'll know where we're at. Oh, this is cool. They're all cool. I don't know why I say that. I say that it's cool every time because they're all cool. The Hayes Manufacturing Company Put this question to your engineers. If the Hayes Manufacturing Company can make my sheet metal parts better, quicker, and cheaper than I do the work myself, why shouldn't I add to my profits and decrease my manufacturing problem by using Hayes service? The Hayes organization makes all the 20 parts shown in this diagram, makes them better, quicker, and more economically. So what does the Hayes Corporation make? Hayes Manufacturing Company. That's right. They are all cool, GDP. I'm glad you guys agree with me. I'm glad I'm not the only one kind of geeking out on this thing. Yeah, it was in an auction, a box of stuff at an auction. And like I said, I didn't look at it. I picked it up. I was like, I actually grabbed it, didn't pay much attention to it, glanced at the cover, said, that's kind of cool. Was going to throw it in the auction pile. And that was when Addie was back over break. So I threw it to her and said, hey, check this thing out and see what you think. And I said, I was just thinking about selling. I want you to look through it and check it out first. After she spent about 40 seconds with it, and she's like, this ain't going nowhere. I was like, what'd you find? She started showing me a couple things she found. I was like, yeah, this is a keeper. And we're going to get to some of that stuff too. So Bob's Gaming's here with us. But the Hayes Manufacturing Company, if you were manufacturing an automobile in the teens, what they could produce for you, the mud guard, the rear dust plate, the gasoline tank, the metal body, the metal doors, shrouds, hood supports, hood handles, front mud guard, the guard iron socket, hood sill, dust shields, battery box, running boards, the under the body pan, the toolbox, and the muffler. This is a side paste ad, so let's check this thing out. Look at that for the Hayes Manufacturing Company. They can produce all these parts for you if you were building your own car back in this time frame. A book special show? Nah, I think we try to do it all at one night, it would get old. I think we'll just kind of keep chewing on it a piece at a time like we've been doing. And the next ad, the auto lock switch. You can transact your business and know your car is where you left it. For only a Yale key will unlock the switch, and only you have the key. It's worth its price every day you drive. $5 from the Blackburn Specialty Company to get a Yale locking key. Bold automobile theft. Quite a daring automobile theft was pulled off in Grand Rapids, Michigan the other day, and emphasized quite plainly the necessity for locking a car in some way on leaving it, if only for a minute. W.M. Keeler, an automobile salesman, drove up to a blacksmith shop and got out to talk to the proprietor in the doorway. When Keeler returned around to go, a few minutes later, his machine was gone. Newspapers and police reports are full of accounts of automobiles stolen in the most daring manner, literally from under the eyes of their owner. No motorist should leave the car unprotected. Enjoy the feeling of security that comes with having your car made safe by the auto lock switch from Yale. All right. Wow, lots of color on these next pages. First one from the Long Manufacturing Company. Long radiators, the quiet, continuous, efficient service which makes troubles unknown as the kind that counts. The reputation builder. Non-Gran bearings provide longer silent action, greater efficiency, and greater life to any motor or machine, and this is why, from the American Bronze Company. Do you often see cars such as these in the repair shop? The Simplex, Stevens Duryea, the Marmon, the Garford, the Sauer, Mack. Little wonder that cars of this caliber are so eagerly sought by experienced car purchasers because of their use of non-Gran bearings. That's right, Pete. It does kind of get cooler with every page. Check these out. And right down here is where it was talking about the companies that are so reliable because they use the non-Grand bearings. And I'm sure it's hard to see for you guys. I'll try to get it up here a little closer. Maybe you can make that out too. And one more page, one more set of ads we're going to catch. The next page, actually, the backside of the same page is also for non-Grand high-speed bearings. Only this for motorcycles. Non-Grand bearings in motorcycle work, due to their frictionless qualities and to their remarkable ability to resist wear, non-Grand bearings are chosen by the builders of more than 60% of the motorcycles being produced in the United States. Incidental to the wearing qualities of non-Grand bearings, let us point to the recent performance of the Excelsior Autocycle in its record-breaking 100-mile trip at Los Angeles. And on the flip side of that ad, another horn ad, the Kahaco horn. The Kahaco auto horn. The Kahaco is an electric horn with a powerful note that instantly gains you the right of the road. It is free from all the objections and troubles to which other electric horns are subject. Brass and black, $7.50. Nickel and black, $8.50. From the Kales Haskell Company, Detroit, Michigan. And that's another thing. The script is, you're right, Kenny. All the script is cool in here too. So that pretty much gets us up to page 50. So I think we'll stop there. And we'll mark that so we know that we're at, so we can pick that up next time. In fact, I got Kevin's card right here. When Kevin stopped by the other day, make a perfect bookmark. So I'll just stick this in there, mark our spot. So Kevin will hold that for us. And we will definitely spend lots more quality time with this September 1913 issue of the Automobile Trade issue in the future. This magazine stapled, or does it have a book binding? Actually, it is stapled. Now, like I showed you, the cover is loose. But we can see in here where it's stapled. Yep, we're putting her to good use too, so I'll know where it's at. So lots more cool old car stuff in that magazine, and I don't even know for sure what we're going to find as we go through this, but it's pretty impressive. So that's another good point, Calico Classics. The bearing ad where it was, and in fact, they actually had those numbered 48A and 48B. So this one says 48A. The backside of it was 48B. So you're right. In those days, they probably spent a ton of money on that ad. Hadn't thought about that, Randall. Actually, you're right. It's going to be kind of tough to beat this magazine going forward. You're right. It is going to be kind of tough. This thing is it just keeps cranking out awesomeness every time we turn the page. So, but we'll give you a Hudson badge anyway. We'll give you an Auburn badge as well as we get ready to wrap things up. But this thing is going to be, like I said, we've done 50 pages out of 332. So we've got several more weeks to spend with this. Like I said, we won't do it every time. Next week we won't have a magazine. The week after that we'll do something different. Then we'll slide this back in. We're going to keep working on this thing because this is so great. So great. And I'm glad you guys are having fun with it and enjoying it as well, too. No beating this one. We'll try to find some cool stuff. What else is coming up? What other videos we got? I'm just about done shooting videos in the new yard. I'll have a couple more of those coming up. Still got some new inventory to share with you guys. Hopefully it'll dry out. I can pick up some cars this week. And still got a few videos from my buddy's yard yet. So we'll definitely have some stuff coming up. Toy Tuesday, we will do Toy Tuesday this week. Scott says the magazine's a doozy. That's a good way to put it. It is a doozy. GDP's already saying he's going to be sad when we get to the last page. I know. It's we got a lot of time to get there, but man, it's going to be good. But I don't know what we'll do on Toy Tuesday. Oh, I think, like I told you guys, I've been cleaning in the shop. And actually, I found a whole pile of signs the other day. I knew they were there, but I didn't know what was there till I dug them all out. So we'll probably do some of those signs. They're not really new. They're new finds because they got buried in my own shop. So they're kind of new finds, but they've been here for several years. We've just never, in fact, they haven't seen the light of day since I started doing YouTube. I know that. So we'll dig some of those out. There was a couple of them, I think, that we did a video on, but 7 or 8 of these haven't seen daylight since, I think there was 10 of them, and I know 7 or 8 of them haven't seen daylight since I even started, well before I started doing YouTube. So we'll do some of that Tuesday night. We'll get some of those other videos up this week. And then we hope to see you guys all right back here next Sunday night, 7 o'clock, Sunday night live chat. We will do same routine with the exception of the magazine. We'll dock out a couple of emblems. I don't know if we'll do a promo. We'll do some emblems. We'll talk about the raffle, do a bonus drawing or two, and do maybe a short auction. And that way anybody that does want to watch the big game can get to that. So GDP is ready for some signs. So anyway, that being said, I appreciate you guys coming by, spending your Sunday evening with me and all the rest of the nobodies. If the April 20th date is going to work for any of you guys to do a get together at the yard, please email Pete. He's helping keep track of that. Next week, 4 years. Next week will be 4 years that I've been doing this. I know a few of you have been around for almost that 4 years, which is amazing. And the fact that you guys keep coming back and making this what it is and sharing your knowledge with all the rest of the viewers and participating, I can't thank you guys enough for making this what it is. So next week, 4 years. Not quite to 200 episodes yet. There are a few weeks here and there occasionally that we do miss. But next week will be, episode 198 and our 4-year anniversary of doing these videos on Sunday night. So crazy to think about. Thanks to you guys being here and supporting it is what makes it work, though. If you guys weren't here, I'd just be some knucklehead sitting here babbling into my webcam, and that would be pretty boring. So, appreciate that. I appreciate the kind comments. I appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. Yeah, that's right, Michael. 4 years. It's amazing. It's crazy, but it wouldn't work without all of you guys making it happen. So, yeah, next week will be 4 years. So, and your guys' comments and support and for me, for what I do and the Johnny Carson comments, that's all amazing. I appreciate the fact that you guys think what I do is good enough to justify you spending some time here with us and hanging out. So thank you for that. With that, we're going to wrap up issue. We just wrapped up the issue. We're wrapping up episode number 197. Calling this one a wrap. We'll see some of you Tuesday night on Toy Tuesday, and the rest of you, we definitely hope to see you next Sunday night, same bat time, same bat channel, 7 o'clock Central Time for Sunday Night Live Chat. Have a great week, everybody. Hope to see some of you Tuesday, and definitely hope to see you all next Sunday.